Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another video. It's your fellow Skeptic, and in this video, we are reacting to baseball rules for beginners. I did a reaction video to the best catches, best diving catches in baseball, and it got a lot of attention. A lot of people were commenting on it, and one of them has asked me to check out the rules of baseball, which is why I am here looking at the baseball rules for beginners. And this is the one that seems to have gained the most amount of attention in the shortest span of time. Which is why I clicked on this video. And I'm a cricket fan. I used to watch a lot of cricket growing up. I played a lot of cricket growing up, and it was very interesting to me, baseball. But I never actually got to watch a proper baseball game or something. I could have, but I didn't. All the knowledge I have of baseball was probably by watching TV shows or cartoons. I used to watch a lot of Doraemon, and there was a lot of baseball in that. Even in other cartoons like Ninja Hattori and all. And then I started watching baseball in like movies and all, but I never clearly understood the game. I, as a cricketer, thought that there was like way less rules in game. I think cricket has like a lot of rules, like a significant number of rules. And I thought like baseball was like a pretty simple game. But as it turns out, it is not. There are way more rules than I thought. People were explaining the idea of baseball to me in the comment section of that video and all. If you want to check it out, please go check it out. So before watching any other video associated with baseball, the least I can do is just check out the rules of baseball, which is exactly what I'm gonna do in this video. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. And this is my first time. Please be merciful if I make any mistakes. Let's go.
Hello friends, welcome to the School of Sports. In this video, I'm going to tell you the rules of baseball. Baseball is played with a bat, ball and a glove. Now the bat is circular in shape, so it's hard to hit the ball where you really want to hit it. Baseball is played in massive stadiums, and you would see 4 blocks on the baseball field. They are called base. And because it's played with a ball, the game is called baseball.
Oh, okay.
Baseball is played between 2 teams. One team would be batting at a time, and the other team would be fielding at a time.
Cricket.
And after an inning, they would switch their roles. So the batting team would field and the fielding team would bat. Baseball is played in a 90-degree area, so only this area would be used for playing. If the ball goes into any other area, it's not really useful.
Not
the
like
basic
cricket.
purpose of baseball is pitcher throws the ball, batsman hits the ball in the playing area, and then batsman goes to first base, second base, third base, and back to the home. That is 1 run. The team that scores...
Okay, alright, let him explain. I got questions.
And then batsman goes to first base, second base, third base, and back to the home. That is 1 run. The team that scores more runs wins the match. Let's take a look at the top view. This is how it looks like from the top. This is a field. This is how it looks like from top. Let's cover some terminology. This is the pitching mound. This is a home plate, and then first base, second base, third base. So there are 4 bases, and then this is center field, left field, right field, and foul line. So foul line determines the playing area. If the ball is between the foul line, it's good. Otherwise, it's not good. And then there's a places for coaches. And if we look at the pitching...
What? Places for coaches? What is coaches?
Mound and the home plate from this area, this is how it's gonna look like. You have a pitcher and the batter and the catcher and the umpire. Pitcher's objective is to throw the ball to the catcher, and batter need to hit it. Pitcher can throw ball from 70 to 95 miles per hour. Wow. And the distance is short, so the ball can come in just half a second. Hitter need to make his judgment to hit the ball within half second. That's fast. Mostly you would see television angle, which would have a camera behind the pitcher. So this is what you're gonna see when you look at the TV. Here's the batsman, this guy's a pitcher, and he's a catcher, and here's an umpire. And you see this white box, this is called a strike zone. So what is this strike zone?
There was another video that I watched, which was like comparing cricket and baseball. And they have mentioned that it is way more difficult to hit a baseball than a cricket, which I believe is true. Because missing is like not that common in cricket, which I believe is way more common in baseball. It makes sense. I actually thought like in cricket, when you pitch the ball on the ground, there are a lot of things that happen. Say it can turn the ball, it can spin, it can swing. There are a lot of things going on there. But with baseball, what I thought was you are not able to like do anything in that throw. So in cricket, you call that a full toss that travels through midair, does not get the ground, and which is kind of an easy ball to hit because it does not do anything on hitting the ground. But in baseball, even though it is traveling entirely on the air, it is difficult to hit. 1, because it is faster. 2nd, because they do things. So I have heard about terms like curveball and slider. So I think there are techniques to follow even when they are throwing the ball in the air, which I don't understand how that works though, because it's a very heavy object, the baseball, right? How are you able to like curve it? And it's a small object. It's not a football or anything. I don't understand though. I don't understand that concept.
Basically, the objective of pitcher is to throw the ball into the strike zone. Strike zone is between the waist and the knee. That's the height, and the width is equal to the base plate. Width is same for all players, but the height depends upon the height of the player. Taller players have a bigger strike zone. Let's talk about strike. What is strike?
So what happens if, okay, then it's a wrong ball, I'm guessing, if it's not the strike zone.
Baseball, when pitcher throws a ball in the strike zone and the batter didn't swing his bat, that is a strike. Even if ball is on the boundary, that is strike. If pitcher throws 3 strikes, then the player is strike out. The player would go out and then the next player would come in. Another thing is ball. What is ball? If a pitcher throws a ball outside the strike zone and batter didn't swing his bat, then that is a ball. If pitcher throws 4 balls, then a walk to first base. So the batsman would go to the first base, and as you see here, the second batsman would come and stand on the home plate. There's another way in which so the batsman would go to, if pitcher throws 4 balls, then a walk to first base. So the batsman would go to the first base, and as you see here, the second batsman would come and stand on the home plate. There's another way in which strike can happen. If a batsman has swung his bat, and then it doesn't matter whether the ball is inside the strike zone or the ball is outside the strike zone. If he's not able to contact the ball and swing his bat, that is a strike. This is where it gets very interesting. If the pitcher knows that the batsman is going to swing, then he's going to throw a crazy ball and there's no way the hitter is going to hit it, and that would be a strike. That's what the pitcher needs. Another thing is hit by pitch.
So there are a lot of mind games in there. So in cricket, there are like lines beyond which the bowler should not throw the ball. If the bowler throws beyond that, it's either a wide or like there's something called a no ball. But in this case, that doesn't apply. As long as the striker strikes, the bowler can throw anywhere. That's actually very interesting.
So if a pitcher throws the ball and it hits the batsman, then it's a hit by pitch, and then pitcher gets to walk, so he would move to the first base and the next player would come in. Let's talk about foul. So if a pitcher throws the ball, it hits the bat, and then it goes into the non-playing area. That's called foul. So you see here, the pitcher throws the ball, and these are the foul lines. So area within the foul line is fine. If it goes outside, then it's a foul ball. So any of these shot, the ball would be a foul ball. So what is really foul ball? Is it a strike or a ball? It depends. It depends upon the situation. It depends upon the situation. If there's a 0 strike and then there's a foul, then that is counted as strike. If there's 1 strike and it's a foul, then it is counted as a strike. If you have a 2 strikes and then you do foul, it doesn't really count. So if you have a 0 or 1 strike, then the foul would be counted as a strike. If you have 2 strike, then foul doesn't really mean anything.
You cannot basically get out, like the batsman cannot go out unless you have, like if you have 2 strikes by doing a foul hit, right? Yeah, so right.
Let's look at the fair ball, the most fun part. So pitcher throw the ball, batsman hit it, and it's in the playing field. Anywhere in the playing field is fine. Even if ball lands in the playing field.
This is crazy for me to comprehend, because in cricket, like it's 360 degree. You can hit anywhere. Actually, you can reverse scoop the ball straight anywhere that you want. Very interesting. There are a lot more restrictions over here in baseball.
And then goes out, that is also fine. Once player hits the ball, it's a fair ball, he must go to the first base.
Wait, why is this? It isn't the foul.
In the playing field and then go anywhere in the playing field is fine. Even if ball lands in the playing field and then goes out, that is also fine.
Interesting.
Once player hits the ball, it's a fair ball, he must go to the first base. He doesn't have any choice. He needs to go to the first base. Let's take a quick look of what we learned so far.
Which is not mandatory in cricket.
Ball is in the strike zone. Batter didn't swing his bat. That's strike. 3 strikes is equal to out. Ball is outside the strike zone. Batter didn't swing his bat. That is a ball. 4 ball is equal to 1 walk. Batter swing his bat, but that is a ball. 4 ball. Ball is outside the strike zone. Batter didn't swing his bat. That is a ball. 4 ball is equal to 1 walk. Batter swing his bat but was not able to connect with the ball. Doesn't matter whether the ball is inside the strike zone or outside. It is called a strike, and 3 strike is 1 out. If a ball hits the batsman, that is called hit, and in that case, the batsman get to walk to the first base.
Oh,
If the ball strikes the bat and it goes into the foul line,
okay. So what if the bowler targets the batsman? What if the pitcher targets the batsman? Because if it hits, then okay, that's a bad thing for the bowler, right? Interesting. So what if the batsman goes and stands in? Okay, but as long as it is in the strike zone, it's fine. I'm guessing. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
area, then it's called foul ball. If a player has 0 or 1 strike, then the foul would count as strike. If a player has 2 strike, then the foul would do nothing.
Foul count as strike. Two strike, foul count as nothing. Yeah.
If
Okay,
a
that makes
player
sense.
contact the ball and it goes into the fair area, it's called fair ball. In that case, the batsman must go to the first base. Let's talk about the ways in which a player can get out. So the first way is here the pitcher
Strike.
threw the ball, batsman hit the ball, it's in the air, and one of the fielders caught the ball. In this case, it's out. If ball went high and player catches somewhere here, it's called pop out. But if ball goes like deep into the field and there's someone catches it, it's called as a fly out. Let's talk about put out. Pitcher
What's
threw
the
the ball,
difference
batsman
though?
hit the ball.
Pop
It's
out and
called
fly
pop
out.
out. But if
Is there
ball
any
goes
difference?
like deep into
Okay,
the
it's
pitcher threw the
just
ball, batsman hit the
how
ball,
how
nobody
long, how
caught it
far the ball goes.
directly.
The ball
Now the
goes.
hitter must run to the first base. But before hitter runs to the first base, if a fielder can reach to the first base with the ball in his hand, then the player is put out. In this case, because fielder is close, he reached before the batsman, so he's a put out. Let's talk about tag out. So pitcher threw the ball, hitter hits the ball, fielder is coming to get the ball, and then runner is running. Now here, the fielder with the ball has two options. One, either he moved to the base, in that case it's a put out, or he can just touch the player who's running. So if a fielder has a ball in his hand and he touches a player who's running, then it's a tag
wow.
out. Consider this scenario. Pitcher threw the ball,
That is
hitter
interesting.
hit the ball, and then fielder got to the ball. Now, in this case, you might be wondering, runner should be able to run to the first base. There's no way fielder can either touch him or he can reach to the first base. So he should be fine, right? But
Throw the
think
ball. He'll
about it.
pass the ball.
What if this player can reach to the first
Yeah,
base
yeah,
and
that makes
another
sense.
player can throw the ball? Now the player
It's
is
similar
on
to
the
cricket.
base,
Yeah.
has a ball,
But we
and if
cannot
they can do
tag the
it
other guy.
before the
We
hitter
have to hit this.
reaches first base, then hitter would be out. So that's what exactly going to happen here.
It's similar in cricket. The only difference is that here we have to throw at something called as a stump. Instead of reaching the base, the fielder doesn't have to reach the base, but the fielder has to throw it into stumps before the batsman gets there.
He threw the ball before runner reaches there, so he's out. In case runner is able to reach to the first base without getting out, then what would happen is player 2 would come here and he would bat. In that case, we would say first base is loaded and second
Oh.
player is batting. Let's talk about first base loaded and stolen base. If you remember, this is first base, this is second base, this is third base. So here first base is loaded. Now what can happen is when pitcher is throwing the ball, he can run and go to the second base. Look what happens. He went there and he's able to do it before catcher throws the ball back to the player. To prevent player 1 to move to the base second, the ball back to. He went there and he's able to do it before and go to the second base. Look what happens. He went there and he's able to do it before catcher throws the ball back to the player.
Okay.
To prevent player 1 to move to the base second, they move the player to the first base. The reason they do it because now in this scenario, pitcher can throw ball directly to the first base and player 1 would be out. So player 1 needs to reach out to the first base before pitcher throws the ball and the person on the first base catches the ball. Now pitcher has a second option, which is he needs to throw the ball to the batsman as well. So he need to make decision whether he need to throw the pitch or he need to throw ball to the base. So depending upon how far this guy is, if he's somewhere here, definitely he's out. So pitcher needs to be very aware of the surroundings. Let's take a look at the first base loaded and it's a fair play. So first base loaded, you see a player over here and second player is batting. Ball is thrown. Ball is in the air and you would see player 1 is in middle of first and second base. Why isn't he middle of these two bases? Why he hasn't gone to base 2 is because if ball is caught, then he must return to his original position. If ball is dropped, then he can move to the next base. So he's standing here and waiting whether ball will be caught or dropped. If it's caught, then
Wow.
he need to come to original position. If it's dropped, he can move on to the next bases anywhere.
Wow.
The situation
Okay.
would be different if player is standing on some other base. If player is standing on third base, what would happen is he's going to wait until ball is caught, because now that ball is caught, he can move now. Before ball is caught, if he moves anywhere, he need to return to the base where he started. But now that ball is caught, he can run here, and he know there's no way this player can throw ball before he can reach. So he's gonna run here, and he's able to do it. Depending upon where you are, you need to make those adjustments. So it's a very conscious sport. People need to be aware of what is happening. Let's talk about double play. What is double play? So consider this scenario. There's a player on first base and the second player is batting. Pitcher threw the ball. Ball went to one of the fielders. Now here, if this player can go to base 2 and he can get the ball before player 1 reaches to the base, then player 1 is out. And then if he can throw the ball to the first base before player 2 reaches, then he's also out. So because you got 2 outs, it's called double play.
2 outs.
Let's take a look at the home
That's
run,
never
the most
possible.
fun part of the baseball. If a ball is
Cricket.
thrown and hitter hits it outside,
Wait,
let's
4
run the
players?
most fun part of the baseball. If a ball is thrown and hitter hits it outside, let's take a look in the stadium. If a ball is thrown and it's hit outside, then it's called a home run. Remember, you would see an outfield fence, so ball should go above the outfield fence to be able to make a home run. In home run, what happens is everyone would get enough time to run all the bases. Here you see there are 4 players, and because everyone was able to reach to the home base, they would get 4 runs. If there were 2 players and the home run, they get 2 runs. If 3, 3, 1, 1. Home run happens less frequently, but whenever it happens, it's a lot of fun. Everyone cheers up, and
So number of players equals number of runs that you would get on a home run. Wow.
it's really good to see this. Let's understand from high level. When a team is batting, they get 3 outs. If a team gets 3 outs, their inning is over, and then other team would come to bat and they would need to field. So then team B comes and bats. So they also get 3 outs. These are called half innings. Combined, it's called 1 inning. So in 1 inning, they would have 6 outs. Another way of saying is in first inning you have a top half and bottom half. In the top half, A team is batting and B is fielding, and then they would do the bottom half where B would bat and A would field. This would comprise of 1 inning. In the second inning, they'll do the same thing again. In the first or the top half, A would bat, and in the bottom half, A would ball. So they do this for 9 innings, and whoever has more score at the end wins the match. Here after 1 inning, the score
9.
is 0. After second inning,
How long
A
does it
scored
take?
1, B scored 2, so the score is 1 and 2. At the end of 9 inning, they look at the score. So A has 5 points, A won the match. If it's a tie, then they keep on going one more inning until they have a winner.
Wow. Now that makes sense. All these years of Doraemon, how they keep the scores. Now the scoreboard makes sense to me. Now everything makes sense to me. I should have watched this video way sooner.
It's a long game. It's for 3 hours, and they
3
throw on
hours.
an average 300 pitches. So it's a lot of
that makes
fun
sense.
to watch
Cricket is
baseball.
also
It's
long.
a long game. A lot of things can happen. Now let's take a look at the real match. So how are you going to read a score if you're watching match on the TV? This is what you're going to see on the right bottom or the left bottom. So let's take
Yes,
a
this is
deeper
what
look
I gotta
into it.
see.
So what is happening here? What does it really show? It's because it's the beginning of the match, the runs is 0-0. The triangle pointing upward is showing LAA is batting first. When the triangle is down, it's called bottom inning, and then NYY would be batting. 1 shows first inning because match has just started. 0 shows the out. So because there's 0 out, it's 0. They have 3 outs, and then inning would change. The first number shows ball. So if 1, 2, 3, and if 4 ball, they get a walk. The second number shows strike. If 3 strike, then the player is out. These 3 square boxes show the first, second, and third base.
Okay,
Right
ball
now,
and
because
strike.
these and
Okay,
the 4 ball, they
got
get a walk. The second number shows strike. If 3 strike, then the player is out. These 3 square boxes show the first, second, and third base. Right now, because match started, nobody is standing on the bases. In case if there's a player on first base, the first base is loaded, then you would see something like this. Let's say you open up your TV and this is what you're seeing. How to figure out what is going in the match. So if you see the runs, LAA is having 7 runs, so they are leading in the match. If you look at the triangle, it's bottom. So bottom inning means NYY is batting right now.
Yeah.
LAA has completed their batting
And it's the
in the
seventh inning.
7th inning. So 7th inning is going on.
Two people
For
have been out.
NYY,
If it is
they
three, it'll
got 2 outs.
change.
So their last batsman is batting. If they get
two-
1 more out, the inning would be over.
Two
The 2
walks
shows
and
2
two
balls
balls
has been
and
delivered to that
two
player and 2
strikes.
strikes. So he needs to hit the ball. If he get 1 more strike, this inning is over. On the bases, you see there's a first and
loaded.
second is yellowish, which means there's a player standing on first base and second base. Now,
Okay, this is so fucking complicated. Wow, this is way harder than I thought.
The batter hits a home run, imagine the batter, the player on the first base, and the player on the second base, they would get 3 runs. So the NYY would have 7 runs. So it's a close game. Right now, LA is leading, but it's a close game. So that's how you can make it out from the scoreboard, how the match is going. That's all from my side.
I want to know about the balls and all, like how they spin the balls and okay, I think those are more of like skills, right? They're not part of the rules, I'm guessing. God. You know, a lot of people used to say that baseball is basically cricket without brains, but anyone who has seen this video, they would disagree. There are a lot more rules in baseball that I expected there would be. Yeah, that's this itself is a lot, and I'm pretty sure there are like skill-based things and all that comes up when you get used to. It's a very complicated game. And I just watched the rules, right? The 14 minutes video. I'm pretty sure there are like way more rules, and it's just a very small, simplified version. And this is what dummies actually. And the title itself says baseball rules for beginners, easy explanation. And that was also hard to comprehend. I tried to listen actually with most of my listening skills. I feel a little bit tired because it's night and I'm a little bit sleepy. But I think I got most of it. I was listening very carefully. It was very interesting. I did not feel bored. You know, even though it was like eating a vegetable, like I wanted to understand it, so I was like very curious about what the next thing he's gonna say. And I think 90% of the information, maybe 85 to 90% of the information that I got from this video is new to me. At least when I watch new baseball videos, I'll get a clear understanding of like what I'm going to be doing next. I should have probably watched this video first prior to checking out any other baseball videos. So I would be checking out like I want to check out like more of baseball catches, which is like probably the most interesting to me. Now that I've seen the rules, I should probably check out more of the best baseball plays in general, or like batting too, I guess. Oh, also like they're not playing the rules of like the home run saving catches, right? Okay, so if it is after that line and somebody catches the ball, it's not out, right? The batsman is not out. Oh, it can be out. Okay, is it the double play there? Okay, I have a big question. So sometimes in the rules, he has explained me that if it goes into the playing field, the batsman hits the ball, it's fair play, and it goes to the playing field, and one of the fielders catch the ball, then it's out, right? Then I have also seen cases where fielders catch the ball after it has gone through like the main play area, but it is actually a fair play, and then they catch the ball and then they throw it back to the base. Is it because they want to get the other player out as well? Is it like double play as this guy mentioned in the video? If that's the case, that's so fucking cool, man. Getting 2 people out in a single ball, that's insanely cool, because we would never get to have something like that in cricket. That's a very interesting rule. I want to see like all those like bowling techniques and all, which is like what I'm really interested about. And the home run saving catches, I think one of the major reasons I came into watching baseball videos was because like I got to see some of the like home run saving catches that goes like outside the stadium. They jump up the barricade and like catch the ball, which is insane because in cricket we don't have like barricades. If it goes outside the boundary line, it's a 6. You cannot do anything. There's like one specific scenario where you go outside the boundary line, jump in midair, you push the ball inside and then go inside the boundary line and catch it. That's like a really insane kind of catch. And I think in baseball you can go above and beyond to catch the ball. That kind of is really cool. And the second thing that got me into like watching baseball was because of these different kinds of balls, curve ball, slider, those kind of things. And I want to like get a bit of that as well. I don't know where to find them, but if there's a specific video you want me to check out, like let me know in the comment section below. Some people have already recommended me some of the videos that I should check out. I have some in my list. I'm gonna check out like one by one. I'll pick one which is like the most interesting to me, and I'll check that one out. But this is a very interesting video. I'm not gonna say there was a lot of information, to be honest. Okay, it was interesting, and I'm pretty sure it is gonna help me like navigate my way through baseball videos in the future. And it's way more complex than I thought. So I think that's the primary takeaway. Baseball is hard. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say it, man. Yeah, baseball is like harder than you think. Okay, I might have underestimated baseball a little bit. Now at least I will know how to read the scores in Doraemon when they're playing baseball. All right, that's interesting to think about. I should probably rewatch all the Doraemon episodes now. Alright, that'll be it for this video, and I'll see you guys next video. And if you do like these kind of reactions, hit the thumbs up button and let YouTube know you like what you're watching. If there's a specific video you want me to watch, put it down in the comment section below. I'll definitely check it out. And I'll see you guys next video. Good night and goodbye.